Hey everyone, this is episode 6. First of all, I want to say this is another one of the turbans from my friend Allie. Make sure that you check out her Instagram or her Etsy shop and order one because they're amazing. It's one of my favorite things to wear every day. This one, actually, I don't know if you can see, but it has like little white stags on it. And it's kind of a limited one, so if you like that kind of stuff, definitely get yourself one. Remember, it's Riley and Co on Instagram. I will put the link in the little bio when I put the video up. That way you can check it out yourself. Today I went with a little bit more of a natural look. I was having so much fun doing all these different eyeshadows and stuff, but today I just wanted to do a little bit more natural because I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing so much because it takes me a long time when I do all that eyeshadow and extra stuff. But today's topic is actually going to be about family. This is something that is extremely important to me as well. My family means everything to me. My mom is my best friend. I can talk to her about any and everything. I am so blessed that I have that relationship with her. My sister is my best friend. I have a 17-year-old brother, and he's a teenager, so we don't talk as much, but he, when we do talk, it's like, we talk every day. It's almost like, but the reason I'm doing this topic today is because my husband's family is actually going through something very difficult right now. And I want to talk about the importance of families sticking together, because through this year we've had a lot of, bad stuff kind of happen, a lot of arguments and stuff like that. And I just want to tell everyone that you need to remember, if you have a family, that in the end, your family is all you will ever have. Not, your best friend. I mean, maybe your best friend will be there forever, but it's always going to be your family that's going to be there to bail you out of whatever you need. I definitely like to make sure that my son understands that family is extremely important. We FaceTime with my mom at least 1 to 2 times a week. I talk to her on the phone almost every day. My sister and I, we text back and forth every day. She has a 3-year-old, so it's harder for us to talk on the phone. But it's very important, because at times like this, when it's extremely rough and you have a tragedy going on, you need that support. And without that support, it's really hard to get through it. My husband didn't necessarily lose, like as in death or anything, but somebody that was very close to him this year because of, a big falling out. And it really sucks because now our kids aren't going to grow up together. I really wish that the whole thing would just go away and we could all be back to the way we were, because it was a lot of fun. I absolutely adored my niece and nephew. I would do anything for them. And it was nice that my son had, other kids to play with. I don't have a lot of friends here in this state because I moved here, 6-7 years ago. So, the friends I did have aren't very good friends, so I don't really talk to them anymore because they've run into a lot of bad stuff. And now that I'm a mother, I try to stay away from that. So I just want everybody to stop and think about your family and think about what family means to you. What does it mean to you? I would love for you to leave a comment and let me know what family means to you. For some people, yes, your friends are your family. You may not have a family, and I feel completely terrible for anybody who doesn't. you know, or maybe your parents have already passed if you're a little bit older, or even if you're my age. I have friends who don't have parents anymore. So, you know, I feel terrible, and I wish that they could have what I have. You know, and I'm not saying this because I'm saying like, oh, you know, I'm better than you or anything like that. It's genuinely because I am so happy with having such a big family and such a great family that I want everybody to have that. And, you know, I want everybody's children to have that. And one thing that is very important that, you know, I remember doing when I was younger with my parents and my brother and sister, is we would always eat dinner together pretty much every night for the most part. You know, sometimes my dad would come home late from work, but for the most part, we ate dinner together every night. And, you know, I want to do that with my son. It's a little bit harder because my husband, he's a bartender, so he works nights. So, you know, it's a little harder for us. But I at least try to sit with my son and eat dinner with him. And, you know, he's too young to actually talk about his day. But, you know, I'll sing songs with him. You know, Itsy Bitsy Spider. He really likes Old MacDonald Had a Farm. So I'll sing, you know, songs with him, or I'll read books with him. Or, you know, we'll even just watch a show together while we're eating. Because I really want him to have that. Once a week, my family and I, we would do like a family night. We would play board games. We would go see a movie together. We would, you know, and I grew up in a pretty, you know, I wouldn't say we were rich, but we were definitely well off. So we were able to go do things. Every summer we were out camping and on the boat and stuff like that. If you're a family that doesn't have money to do stuff like that, there's so many things that you can do at home with your kids. You know, if you look on Pinterest, there are millions of ideas that you can do just to have some quality time, because it's so important. And it's so important for kids in their brain development to start out having that stability with their family and that quality time. You know, I try very hard to do that with my son. I'm not perfect. You know, I do have 2 jobs. I do work from home, but I do try very hard to spend as much time with him as possible. You know, once a week I'll take him by myself, you know, if my husband's working, and, you know, I'll take him to the park. Sometimes him and I go to Disney together alone, you know, or we'll just go get ice cream. I'll take him to McDonald's and just let him play in the play place. That's a tongue twister, right? You know, we'll do stuff like that. And it really it just brings me so much joy to be able to do that with him. I know that there's a lot of families that can't do that because both parents are working. But you got to remember that when you come home from work, you know, I've seen in a lot of moms groups and stuff like that they put their kids to bed very, very early, you know, like 7:30, something like that. That's your decision. I'm not going to tell you how to parent. But, you know, just think about maybe letting them stay up that extra half hour so that you can have some quality time with them. You know, that extra 30 minutes, you know, it's not going to make or break them. If you think about it, when you put them in bed, it's going to take them about 30 minutes to fall asleep anyways. So if you sit there for 30 minutes with them and read, they may fall asleep while you're reading to them, and you got to spend that quality time with them. I know that some families, you know, work probably, you know, super long hours. Some parents both work nights, so you don't get to do that at night. Do it during the day. Sit with your child and read a book. You know, play a little game with them, go on a walk with them. Another thing that my husband and I do with my son is he has like a million of those like little cars that, you know, you push the button and it goes. He just got another one for Christmas from my dad. We will just take him around the neighborhood once in it. And while we're doing that, he's spending time with us, and then my husband and I are also spending time together. And, you know, my husband and I will be talking about things, just random stuff. And it's really nice to spend that time together, especially because my husband works so much. It's very hard for us to get quality time. You know, that's why when I was talking in the other episode about how to keep your marriage together, the dating, even that is kind of like a date, because, you know, we're walking with our son. You can have a date with your kids there. Sorry about the background noise. By the way, Happy New Year to everyone. You know, even with your kids there, you can still have a date. It doesn't have to be without your kids. You can take your kids and have a date with your kid. You know, take your kid to lunch. If you don't have a lot of money, go on a picnic. It's free to go to a park. You probably already have stuff, you know, to make food to bring with you to the picnic. And I promise you that your kids will love it. Every time I bring my son to the park, he has the best time. So, you know, that's another option. You know, we do everything on a budget. We, you know, in no way, shape, or form are extremely well off or anything like that. You know, we live paycheck to paycheck. We, you know, are terrible at saving money. I'll tell you that. Terrible. You know, so... Sorry, my son's playing with our dog and it's just hilarious. Sorry. You know, everything we do is on a budget. Even when we go to Disney, it's like, okay, we gotta be careful with what we spend while we're there, because a bottle of water at Disney is like $4. For one bottle of water, $4. It's crazy. You know, so you don't have to spend a lot of money to do that. Another thing that I want to talk about is when you have an argument with somebody in your family, you have to communicate and talk about it. You have to be the bigger person and apologize. If you don't do that, that relationship is never going to be repaired. And I'm going through something like that right now, and it kills me every day. It's something that really hurts, and I just wish that, you know, like I said, I can take it all back. But you have to communicate. If you say something that you didn't necessarily mean, be the bigger person. Just apologize. You know, if you did something that somebody in your family didn't like, be the bigger person, apologize, or at least do something to work it out. Because, like I said, you're going to have one family and that's it. And if you lose that family, what else do you have besides your friends? And friends are not always the most reliable people. You know, friends come and go. And you'll notice as you get older, you know, once you have kids, you'll lose a lot of your friends. The ones that don't have kids. I mean, you'll still talk here and there, but you really lose a lot of those friends. When we had our son, it was like just me, my husband, and my son, other than our family. And those are the times I'm talking about when you really need them. Because I've said before that I suffer from very severe depression and anxiety. And I would get really depressed about not, you know, being able to go out and hang out with my friends. You know, people who don't have kids don't always want to be hanging out with somebody who has a kid because it's a lot more work. You can't, you know, go to a bar with your baby. I mean, if you do that, I don't really know what to say about that, but I hope you don't do that. I hope none of you do that, please. Don't just, you know, if you go and like you're sitting at a table and you have a drink, that's different. But I hope you're not like going to the bar and getting completely trashed with your baby. I actually saw something like that on the news. This mom actually left her baby in the car and went inside a bar and just like got trashed, and the police or somebody called the police and they found her baby. And I was just like, what is wrong with you? Are you, like, obviously you're insane. Like, does partying mean that much to you? I mean, don't get me wrong, I've partied, you know, but that's crazy. So anyways, you know, just talk that out with them and try your hardest to fix that relationship. You know, this new year, I really want to focus on getting myself better, fixing a lot of the relationships that have been kind of messed up this year with certain people, and try to bring my family back together, because I can tell that it's hurting a lot of us, and it's just really hard. Right now my husband is losing his aunt, and I know he's very upset about it, and thankfully all of us are sticking together, and we're being there for each other, and it's a very hard time for his side of the family right now. Last year it was very hard for my family. I lost two of my grandparents, and another one, she's very, very old, and when I saw her, she just didn't look good, and it was really hard for me. Unfortunately, because they live in a different state, I wasn't able to go to one of my grandfather's funerals, and it seriously broke my heart. The other one, fortunately, I was there. I wasn't there with him, but I was there with my family when it happened, and it was a very hard time for us. I felt so guilty because they hadn't met my son yet, and those are the times when you really need your family. My mom is the best mom in the world. I honestly could not ask for a better person. She has taught me so much. She is the strongest person I've ever met in my life. She's been through so much, and she has done so much to become a wonderful person. She is just amazing, and I hope that one day I can be half the woman that she is, because you have no idea how amazing she is. And I'm not saying that because everybody says they have a great mom. I literally mean my mom is an amazing mother. She has sacrificed so much for me, my brother, and my sister. She has gone through so much for us. She has done everything in her power to make us into the people we are today. And I appreciate it so much. And Mom, if you watch this, I want you to know that I love you more than anything in the world. This is going to make me cry, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I love you more than anything, and you know that. And she keeps telling me to stop saying as I'm saying it. There I go again. So I love you, Mom. Thank you for everything. And I want to say thank you to my husband's family, because last year was a very hard year for us, or for me, and they really, really were by my side. Besides my mom, they were really there for me. They helped me through a very, very bad, hard time in my life, and I really appreciate it. I couldn't ask for a better in-law family. I couldn't ask for a better husband and a better son. So, sorry guys. I'm gonna ruin my makeup. So I just want everybody to really understand the importance of family, and seriously cherish every single moment that you have with them, because it can be gone in an instant. I have friends who have lost their parents in terrible tragedies, and they didn't get to say goodbye, and I don't even know how they could handle that. I could not. There's no way I would be able to handle not being able to say goodbye to my mother. I'm terrified of her getting old and not being able to be around her. So, which is partially why I have so much anxiety, because I can't even imagine, not being able to see her or talk to her or anything like that. Sorry, excuse the tears. But, they stuck by me, and they got me through that hard time, and I'm so thankful for that. So I want to say thank you to all of you. I'm not going to say all their names on here because just for privacy reasons, but I do want to say thank you, even to the part of the family that you know, we're not really speaking to. You guys were there at that time too, and I want to say thank you for that. You know, I want to say thank you especially to my mother and father-in-law, and mostly to my husband, because he stuck with me through that entire thing, and any other person probably wouldn't have. So I want to say thank you to him. David, when you watch this, you probably will, you know that I love you more than anything in the world. And I'm so thankful that you do everything that you do for me. I'm so thankful that I'm able to be a stay-at-home mom with my son. I'm so thankful that, you know, I don't necessarily have to work. You know, I'm just thankful for everything. And this new year is going to be such a nice fresh start for our family and for us, and I hope that everybody else has a very nice fresh start for their family. I hope that everybody in this new year really, you know, everybody always says this new year, you know, I'm going to lose weight, I'm gonna, you know, make more money, I'm gonna do this. How about instead focus on your families, focus on making your families better, focus on spending more time with your family, focus on having that family night, watching that movie together, going out to dinner once a month if you can, or, you know, once a week if you can afford it, once a month if you can't afford to go that often. You know, at least one family night once a week. I promise you it'll make a difference, and it'll bring you guys together. You need to remember, for those of you that have teenagers, if you don't spend that time with them, that's when they start to, you know, that's when they're building or growing into the adults that they're going to be. Alright, I'm going to wrap this up because my camera keeps on heating up, and you know, it's because I don't have it on my tripod and I can't find my tripod at the moment. But really quick, just to wrap it up, I was just saying that when they're teens is when they are building themselves into the adults that they're going to end up being. So it's very important to have that family time with them. Make sure that you are talking to them about their day, talking to them about what's going on in their life, talking to them about everything, because you don't want your children to be hiding things from you, because that's where depression, anxiety, you know, suicide, stuff like that, you know, can start. If you notice that your child is locking themselves in the room all the time, not talking to you, stuff like that, you know, those are kind of signs of depression and different things like that. So, you know, just really focus on that family time this year. It's very important, and I hope that, you know, all of you are kind of on the same page with me. You know, money isn't important. Well, I mean, it is because you need it to live, but I just mean family is more important than money. So go ahead and make sure that you subscribe and like this video. Sorry yesterday's was so long. It was just, I didn't realize that I was talking for that long. I'm going to try to keep them between 20 and 25 minutes or less. Remember to visit Riley & Co. to get yourself one of these turbans. And just make sure you subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you for watching, and Happy New Year. Don't say Happy New Year's. Happy New Year. Drives me crazy when people say that. And everybody remember, I am not a professional you know, psychiatrist or anything like that. These are all just my opinions. These are all just based on my life. Don't think that I'm some kind of doctor or anything like that. I just want to make that perfectly clear. Okay, thank you all so much. I hope you have a good night tonight. Be safe, be careful driving, watch out for drunk drivers, don't drink and drive, and have a good night. Thank you.